Hey everyone, Siam here. So I've been holding a few workshops and sharing, my thoughts on crypto to a few different groups of people, and I've realised that not everyone has heard my recent thoughts. So I thought let's tie up some loose ends, and here we go. So here we have Ether. We've had this massive sort of run up, and we had a bit of a meltdown, which we've seen, and it was basically chugging up this, and this was, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, a very ugly looking Head and Shoulders before following through. And what we've seen more recently is, a lot of contention about this double bottom. Or this potential double bottom, and all of Twitter and the Twitter sphere was, oh yeah, it's a double bottom. Here's the neckline, and we're gonna see the moon. We're gonna see like this happening, which, as you've probably seen, I held that that survey in jest, and not long ago, and I said that's not going to happen. What I said was more likely is that it's going to be another fake out bottom. So here we had a double bottom, and then we had the crash. Again, we had another double bottom here and another fake out. And again, we had another double bottom and another fake out. And this one is no different. We're going to see another double bottom and then another fake out. So this is basically what's happening. It's just taking a little bit longer. And you have to understand, those that control the markets, they know what patterns all the sort of self-taught traders are looking for, and so they can manipulate things and create it. And so what you'll find is that every time we have one of these fake outs, it's creating what in normal trading terms is just a normal compressionary consolidation. And so what I'm actually looking at, if we zoom in here, is this. So it's that. Let's draw another one, and we got sort of resistance around here. So yeah, we're creating this, and I guess, yes, if you're to zoom in on the 4-hour chart, you probably see another smaller one like this. Basically see compressions within compressions, but I'm really not fussed about what happens over here. I've said for a while now that I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't be scared at all if we had a little pop back up to the 160 level, and all that would do is basically sucker in those little baby seals. And yeah, cryptos are very good at turning baby seals into coats or shoes, and it's quite interesting. So we had, if we zoom in a little bit more, we had this massive fake out here, and this was basically stopping people out or activating entry orders, and it's really quite bearish. Basically what you see in these patterns, when you have basically a rising compression with a flat top like this in a falling market, it's really bearish, because what happens is towards the apex, so around to this area, we see a break to the downside, and we nearly always see an attack of the low. So which is why I've said $80 Ether is what I've been looking for. I've been looking at that for the last, 3 months, yeah. So here we have another one. So whether this breaks to the downside, I don't know. If it does, yeah, great, but again, I'm still expecting probably another push to the upside. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting with Ether. But when we do get the pullback back down south, I'm not going to be going back into Ether. I'll share in a sec what I'm looking for, but before I do that, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin. I haven't looked at Bitcoin for a while. Well, that's not true. I looked at it yesterday. Good old Norfolk with my internet. Here we go. Wooey. Bitcoin. Here we go. Same picture over here. We've got basically a massive level of support, or now it will be resistance. We had, again, we've got basically support coming all the way down like so. And so, sorry, this resistance level is being contested over here, which is interesting. We've got the same pattern. We've got, if we zoom in, something a little bit like this. So yeah, we've got a bit of time. Whether I'm not taking too much weight on this line here. Yes, it seems to be smashing into this right now, but I wouldn't worry about it. If anything, we've got a little bit more falling, so I think we're not going to be we're not going to see anything meaningful for at least another couple of months on that. So what am I going to do? My goal, well, ultimately has always been to get more NEO, and we did that original NEO trade. So if you copy my NEO trades, even if we were to buy into NEO right now, you would, where is NEO? It's way down here now, so 916. So if we just get a calculator out, simple. So with the original NEO I had 3,500 NEO, and the goal was simply to double that. I just wanted 7,000 NEO. Well, if I was to buy into NEO right now with that original chunk of money, and let's say I get slipped a bit and I get, I don't know, $9.30, I'd have 7,763 NEO right now if I went back into NEO right now. Even better is if I go into NEO to gas. Oops, sorry, NEO or gas. Again, if I were to basically dump the 72,200 into gas, if this decides, try neo2gas.com. So gas is 268. Let's say I get really slipped because it's quite a thin market. Let's say I get in at $2.80. Okay, so really bad price, $2.80. I'd still end up with 25,785 gas, and if we were waiting for the original 50% level, as in when gas becomes 50% of the price of NEO, which it won't be too far away from that, divide that by 2, I'll then have basically 12,892 NEO. So the original trade we placed about 6 months ago has gone well beyond target, so we are happy. However, I don't want gas or NEO. If you just look at the yield, it's only about 4%. It's gone up, but it's still quite low. I think NEO has gone on for a little bit more. It's established, but the thing is, I want ontology. So if we have a look at ontology, oh my lord, please disappear. Here we go. Let's type in ontology. Let's look at ontology against tether. Let's get rid of the volume. Don't need that. So yeah, basically ontology has followed the same demise as everything else, but as we can see, it's recently been gaining ground across everything else. There's more falling to come. So so this is interesting. Whenever you see a rise, okay, so I guess this is an upwards trend, I guess, but what we are seeing is a rising compression, or rising wedge, or flag, or triangle, whatever these internet marketers like to call it. Whenever you see a rising wedge in a rising market, this is really bearish. So what we're likely to see is further falling. So if I'm correct and we see $80 Ether, or $3,200 Bitcoin, we are likely to see this fall. Fall a lot more. So I'm really looking to get him to sort of ontology around 50 to 60 cents. So if that does happen, let's just connect those. If that does happen, what I'm going to be doing is, if I go back to, let's put it this way. Let's say you had $5,000 and you wanted to get into ontology around 60 cents. You'd end up with about 8,333 ontology. So if you then put that into the ontology calculator, you're seeing a lot better yield with this. So let's call it, I don't know, 8%. But long story short, you'd be chucked out about 1,100. So let's just draw this out. So 5,000 equals 8,333 ONT. And that will then give you about 1,100, whoopsie daisy, 111 ONG per month. So that's pretty cool. So even right now, yeah, it's paying out 61. Yeah, ONG is 61 cents. But the thing is, if we were to go back to relative highs, if you are like me and you do believe that if we just go back to Bitcoin, we're going to see all-time highs, or at least going back to relative highs, we're going to see it at least, at the very minimum, a 5 times increase from where we are now. So I mean, yeah. I think it's highly likely to see a 5-time increase across the board. And so what happens is ONT, or so Ontology and NEO, are pretty much the same thing. They're two separate arms of the same body. One's for enterprise, one's for the retail. So if you basically, let's call it a 5x from here, and you do nothing, you just plonk yourself into Ontology and you keep getting your 111 Ontology a month. Well, what this basically means is that Ontology will be about $5, ONG will be about $2 from where we are now. So, or yeah, $5. Let's say it's $2.50. Well, your 111, so 111 ONG times $2.50, that equals $277.50 per month, which over the year, is that divided by your original 5k, that's a 66% yield. Sorry, yield, which is freaking amazing for your original 5k. And also don't forget, you still got your 833 ONT times 5, so you've also got about, just call it 40k in ONT. So I think this is a better thing to wait out in, because what's not going to happen is this. That's definitely not going to happen. It's going to, yes, we're going to see ridiculous growth, but what you'll find with any exponential market is, or what happens with exponential markets is that you have nice consistent growth and then it goes nuts. So that's more likely to happen. So if we are going to be, in fact, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's go to where's the Coinbase one? So yeah, if we go back to here and we're looking at this support level here, and realistically, we're going to see a bit of shenanigans between that level. So if we are going to see any movement, we're going to see a massive smash into the 6,000 level. It's probably going to cause another sort of a massive pullback, but at least down to this sort of 5,000 level. And then that may happen. But if we do break into this range, this noise here between 6,000 and 7,000, it's highly likely we're going to see a bit of consolidation, which is cool because this is a really nice bullish rectangle. And then we'll see further north. But we may actually... yeah, we may actually see we may not see all-time highs for another year or so, for another sort of 6 to 12 months, in which case I want to be hoarding my ONG as much as possible. So yeah, that is the goal. Again, we're not going to do any aggressive cryptoing just yet, not until we have more probability behind us, i.e. a rising tide to add extra favorable probability to our favor, to our side. So yeah, in summary, wait out, wait till we have the next drop. Going back to Ether, wait until we have the next drop. I'm expecting sort of an attack back down to these lows here, and this is probably going to be one of the last drop downs. So yeah, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, in fact, I mean, you've seen these already, but so yeah, and when we do get that low, I'm going to jump back into Ontology. Oh, also another point, I have exited my Hargreaves Lansdown SIP from the Ether tracker, so I'm XBT tracker Ether, I think. Yeah, so I'm with Hargreaves Lansdown for my personal SIP, so my personal self-invested pension plan, and I'm sat in basically cash right now, and I'm waiting until we get back down to here. Then I'm going to be putting my whole freaking pension into the Ethereum tracker, so that way I'm not actually losing out on the growth of Ethereum, because this tracker is going to hopefully chase it up. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Sorry it's a bit of a long one, but chat with you soon. Toodles. Bye bye.